respiration was significantly advanced by the discovery of gases. Joseph Priestley, 1774, discovered oxygen, which he called dephlogisticated air, highlighting its role in combustion and respiration. Antoine Lavoisier named the gas oxygen and demonstrated its essential role in respiration and metabolism. 2. Steps in respiration. Respiration involves several key stages. Glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm. Glucose is broken down into pyruvate, yielding adenosine triphosphate ATP, and NAD-nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Krebs cycle, citric acid cycle, takes place in the mitochondria. Pyruvate is further oxidized, producing ATP, NAD, and PANG2-flavin adenine dinucleotide electron transport chain. Located in the mitochondrial inner membrane, electrons from NAD and PANG2 are transferred through protein complexes, leading to the production of a significant amount of ATP. 3. Pathway of air. The journey of air into the human respiratory system follows this path: nose/mouth, air entry points where it is filtered, warmed, and humidified. Pharynx and larynx, passageways directing air towards the trachea. The larynx also houses the vocal cords. Trachea, a rigid tube conducting air to the bronchi. Bronchi and bronchioles, branching tubes distributing air throughout the lungs. Alveoli, tiny air sacs where gas exchange occurs. Real-world example: inhaling pollutants can damage the lining of these airways, leading to respiratory conditions like chronic bronchitis. 4. Epiglottis and passage of air. The epiglottis is a flap of tissue that plays a crucial role during swallowing function. It closes over the trachea to prevent food and liquids from entering the airway, ensuring they pass into the esophagus. Real-world example: improper functioning of the epiglottis can lead to aspiration, where food enters the airway, potentially causing choking or respiratory infections. Five. Mechanism of respiration in human beings. Human respiration involves inhalation, inspiration. The diaphragm contracts and moves downward, and the intercostal muscles expand the rib cage, increasing thoracic volume and decreasing pressure, drawing air into the lungs. Exhalation, expiration. The diaphragm relaxes, and the rib cage contracts, decreasing thoracic volume and increasing pressure, pushing air out of the lungs. 6. Gaseous exchange. Alveoli to capillaries. Gas exchange occurs in the alveoli. Oxygen diffusion. Oxygen from inhaled air diffuses across the alveolar membrane into pulmonary capillaries due to a concentration gradient. Carbon dioxide diffusion. Carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood into the alveoli to be exhaled. 7. Transportation of gases. Once in the bloodstream, oxygen binds to hemoglobin in red blood cells, forming oxyhemoglobin, and is transported to tissues. Carbon dioxide, transported in three forms: dissolved in plasma, chemically bound to hemoglobin as carbaminohemoglobin, and as bicarbonate ions formed through a reaction catalyzed by carbonic anhydrase. 8. Cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the process by which cells generate ATP. Aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen, producing a large amount of ATP by completely oxidizing glucose into carbon dioxide and water. Anaerobic respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen, resulting in the partial breakdown of glucose into lactic acid in animals, or ethanol and carbon dioxide in yeast, yielding less ATP. Real-world example: during strenuous exercise, muscles may switch to anaerobic respiration, leading to lactic acid accumulation and muscle fatigue. 9. Evolution in gas-exchanging systems. The evolution of respiratory systems reflects adaptation to environmental demands. Aquatic organisms, gills with large surface areas, facilitate gas exchange in water. Terrestrial invertebrates, tracheal systems, in insects, deliver air directly to tissues. Terrestrial vertebrates, lungs with alveoli, provide efficient gas exchange in air. 10. Respiration in plants. Plant respiration is a metabolic process where plants convert sugars, produced during photosynthesis, into energy. This process occurs continuously, both day and night, to meet the energy demands of the plant. Process glycolysis. Glucose is broken down in the cytoplasm into pyruvate, producing a small amount of ATP and NAD. Krebs cycle. Pyruvate enters the mitochondria and is further oxidized, generating ATP, NAD, Ph2, and releasing CO2. Electron transport chain. Electrons from NAD and Ph2 are transferred through mitochondrial membrane proteins, producing a significant amount of ATP and water. Real-world example: in agriculture, understanding plant respiration is crucial. For instance, during storage, fruits and vegetables continue to respire. High respiration rates can lead to faster spoilage. Therefore, controlling storage conditions, such as temperature, can slow respiration and extend shelf life. 11. Aeration of roots. Root aeration refers to the availability of oxygen in the soil, essential for root respiration and overall plant health. Roots require oxygen to produce energy for nutrient uptake and growth. Importance: oxygen uptake. Roots absorb oxygen from soil pores, which is vital for cellular respiration. Energy production. Adequate oxygen enables efficient ATP production, supporting active transport mechanisms in root cells. Nutrient absorption. Proper aeration enhances the root's ability to absorb essential nutrients, promoting healthy plant growth. Real-world example: in waterlogged soils, oxygen levels decrease, leading to anaerobic conditions that can harm plants. To mitigate this, farmers implement practices like soil aeration through tilling or using raised beds to improve drainage and oxygen availability. ensuring optimal root respiration and plant health. Process: converts carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen using light energy. Equation: 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus light energy C6H12O6 plus 6O2 occurs in chloroplasts during daylight. Purpose: produces glucose for energy storage and oxygen as a byproduct. Respiration process: breaks down glucose and oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy, ATP. Equation: C6H12O6 plus 6O2 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus ATP occurs in mitochondria continuously, day and night. Purpose: releases stored energy from glucose to power cellular activities. Relationship: these processes are interdependent. The oxygen produced during photosynthesis is utilized in respiration, and the carbon dioxide produced during respiration is used in photosynthesis. This cyclical relationship maintains the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Real-world example: in ecosystems, the balance between photosynthesis and respiration influences atmospheric gas levels. Forests, often referred to as the lungs of the earth, play a crucial role in sequestering carbon dioxide through photosynthesis and releasing oxygen, thus mitigating climate change.